Well, summertime means more expensive flights, and many Americans are looking for ways to save money when taking a vacation. However, some of those strategies, known as hacker fares, break or maybe they bend the rules.
So here's an example of one of those strategies known as hidden city ticketing.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to travel from New York City to Detroit. You'd book a ticket that has a layover in Detroit and hop off the plane at that point instead of continuing to the final destination. In this example, that would save you about $50. So let's talk about these hacker fares. Let's bring in Cathy Mansfield. She's a law professor at Case Western Reserve University, specializing in consumer protection. All right. So does that count as a hacker fare, what I just described, and is it legal?
So it does count as a hacker fare, and I think you have to divide legal into two things. One is it prohibited by law, like by statutes or regulation? And the other is how we privately order our lives, which is it prohibited by a contract between, between the airline carrier and the passenger? So there's nothing that prohibits it by law, but I actually pulled copies of several of the major airline carriers, and they prohibit this stuff by their contracts with you, which which you agree to be bound by when you enter into the contracts.
So when you buy that ticket and you're not reading the small print, that may be part of an agreement. So there's, as I understand it, there's like sort of hacking the system, which may be instead of buying a round trip fare, you buy 2 one-way tickets. That's okay, right? And then there's hacking that I guess, for lack of a better phrase, might be in bad faith. The expectation is that if you're buying a ticket from point A to point B, you're not going to get off at, B.1 or whatever in the middle. So what should people then avoid doing if they're trying to take advantage of these sort of hacker fares so that they don't get in trouble?
Well, I think you have to think about this in the broader structure of consumer contracts, which is that we all enter into these contracts that we have no ability to negotiate. And the question is, what's the penalty if you violate them? And, American and United, I looked at their practices. They specifically prohibit certain practices like throwaway ticketing or the, stuff that you've identified. And the penalty is they could charge you a fee, but that's it. It's not like you're breaking a law. You're just violating the contract of carriage. And the larger question is, should airlines be able to assess these kind of penalties against travelers who are, as I've said before, they're just playing their role in the economy, which is, our economy is based on informed buyers and informed sellers. And the more informed you are, the better deal you can make for yourself. And that's how a free market economy works. So I think in a way it's a little bit sneaky to put this stuff in the contracts when consumers have absolutely no choice, especially when it's prevalent across the whole airline industry.
I think it's really interesting. We had kind of a list of things that you don't want to do if you want to take advantage of this sort of stuff, like you don't check your luggage because your luggage is probably not going to arrive at the destination where you are. Don't go through a travel agent because they're going to follow sort of the spirit and the letter of the agreement. And in terms of repercussions, there are things that the airlines could do. You could find yourself flying into, an airport and leaving halfway through the trip, and then they could cancel. I've read that they could cancel your return flight. They could take away the points that you maybe used for that flight. So there are kind of repercussions that you're risking, right?
There are definitely, and the contracts say specifically that they can cancel the rest of your flight, as you said, that they can charge you a fee, and that sort of thing. So I think the bigger question is going to be whether these are fair practices by the airlines. And I know the Department of Transportation's been looking at all sorts of practices of the airline industries to see if they're fair, because the other way to get around this stuff, policy-wise, is to address it from a regulatory standpoint instead of from a individual contract standpoint, particularly in light of the fact that consumers have no negotiating power for these contracts. It's not like you can say, hey, United, I'm going to buy an airline ticket from you, but I'd like to cross out paragraph J1 of the contract.
Well, that's
that's
the
not
key.
going to happen.
I mean, the key is, look, increasingly we are covering stories whereby we address what are symptoms of a larger issue. And in this case, it's what you just said, that the consumer, in this case, the traveler, has very little recourse. We basically are at the mercy of these airlines in how we want to travel. They can come up with all sorts of convoluted, you ever look at what your ticket says, your class G, it's not business, economy, or whatever. There's a class that only they are aware of that gives them some connotation as to what it is, the type of ticket that you have. We are just at their mercy. And so when you have people here sort of taking agency of their lives, all of a sudden they're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't seem fair.
Well, I was just thinking about like alternative forms of travel, like the train, which I take on a regular basis. And yes, I have a ticket that says, you know, New York to Philadelphia. But if I want to get off in Trenton, that should be my choice. I've already paid for the ticket.
That's right. You do what you want. Cathy Mansfield.
I mean, that's a good point. And of course, train is only available really on the East Coast. So that's another
true.
whole thing.
Cathy, it's so great to have you. This is really fascinating. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much.